So yes, don't get attached. Don't get very attached to your bike, because I'm not saying you should push it away or keep it away. It is going to be the one who's going to be carrying around all the time. But you need to know that that place is a land of no man almost. You'll feel that. Once you're there, you'll get to it. So you don't worry about it, and don't get angry about it, or don't get mad at anyone if someone asks you something else. Okay, I've seen situations like that. Alright, preparation material. Point number 5 is preparation of material. What are the materials you'd actually need? Well, for this, my first answer is keep it super light. Keep it exactly light. Light is the word. Put it on tattoo and say, yeah, keep it light. Keep it light, I mean, carry exactly what you need and nothing more than that. Not even a single thing. You can find almost everything there. Even if you go for a small camp, under a tent, you will find some kind of blanket or something provided there. As long as you are not a hardcore traveler who is traveler, I'm not saying a tourist. If you're a traveler, you wanted to carry your own tent and you want to prepare your own things there. You cook your food, you have your water shower, you have everything. You live by yourself for months there. Then you need something. Then you need to carry more. If you're doing a trip for let's say for even a month, just 1 month, I would say don't carry too much. You need hardly 3 jeans, 6 underwears, and 5 t-shirts, and what else is required? And yeah, these are the clothes basically. T-shirts, jeans, underwears. Shorts and night pants is up to you. I don't know, I cannot say a particular word on that because my personal choice, I never use a shorts and all that. I carry one night pant which I use when I am in places like Manali or in Vashisht or someplace like that where it's cold and nice, but it's just very normal, it's like Ooty. Manali is like Ooty, so basically you will have an idea of Ooty, everything. This is everything for the people from south. All this will suit very well for the people from south. So basically this is going to be there. And apart from that, you need a lot of winter gear. People in the south doesn't involve in a lot of winter gears. I would say buy 2 thermal liners for the upper part and the lower half. Let's say it's like thermal pants, good quality thermal pants, 2 layers. 2 layers of thermal pants, 2 layers of thermal tops. This is going to be your primary source which is going to be sitting on your skin to protect you from that cold wind when you're riding and everything. And get good fleece glove. Fleece is a very soft, ultralight material. It keeps you warm and it is not voluminous. It is very compact when it's packed. Get fleece liners. Whatever you buy, spare gloves, spare inners, go for fleece neck liners. You have to have a neck fleece liner or a balaclava which has a fleece balaclava. Always protect everything as much as possible. I use an open type helmet. You can see it there. That's my helmet. It's fully open all the time. I use my goggles when it's extremely cold and rain time. So basically it's open all the time. I use sunglasses to ride and that's it. I wear a balaclava which is covered till here and my sunglasses protects here. So it's basically protected almost all the time. But I keep very clean that I have a very good neck liner. I bought it from Decathlon. Everything I bought is from Decathlon. All these gears are very good. So I bought all my Decathlon gears and I use a Quipco fleece jacket as a secondary jacket inside my riding jacket, which also came with my riding jacket. I have a Mototech riding gear, Mototech jacket, which is very good. It also came with a fleece liner. So I also use that fleece liner jacket as my regular jacket. Apart from that, I use it for riding as well. So you basically protect yourself like this. First 2 thermal liners directly on your skin, and then 2 to 3 t-shirts on the top, and then you put your fleece jacket, and then your jacket, riding jacket. This is for my jacket. If you're riding with the Cramster or this Rhinox or other jackets, then they have this thermal liner, but I don't think they work so good because I've had a Rhinox, but it's not so effective on that front. with a thermal liner, but this fleece jacket literally wraps your skin, wraps your body, and it reduces the space between the jacket and the and your body and your clothes. So basically there is no air to stay inside, so it will keep you warm as long as possible. And the neckliners will protect you from the air going in from here, and the balaclava is going to protect your face if it is my kind of helmet. If it is a full face, you still go for a balaclava. It's very important because of the sun and everything. You will have tan marks here, and that's how it works. So these are the preparation stuffs you have to have basically for an individual. On a luggage front, always keep it light, keep it very light. Keep all these things in your luggage, that's all. Buy spares which is only needed. If possible, load it on the bike and keep it ready, ready to fix kind of stance, and that's it. And apart from that, buy a saddlebag, a twin side saddlebag, so in case you can also carry a pillion on the back. A twin side saddlebag is the most conventional saddlebag with the most effective space which can be used, because it comes square and a rectangle, and it has good amount of space where you can use it properly. All this new design, oval shapes and everything, it is not going to give you the amount of space which is going to be in a conventional rectangle saddlebag. The rectangle saddlebags are old school, but they are super practical. And yes, carry a lot of bungee cords. Bungee cords help you on everything, to wrap your saddlebag from moving around, to wrap your rain cover or tarpaulin if you're putting it on your saddlebag, to avoid that will fly away, so that will be covered with your bungee cords. Bungee cords also help you in many ways, so have enough good quality bungee cords. Invest a good amount of money on bungee cords. There are good bungee cords where you can buy from Harley Davidson dealerships. The X-shaped, they last for 10 years maybe, that cost around only 400. You can go to Decathlon, you can go to the cycle section, and you will find a good bungee cord for around 400 rupees. That lasts for a long time as well. These bungee cords are very good. I always have bungee cords. And apart from that, a good leather glove. If you have those very designing oriented full gauntlet glove which has got the beautiful air vents and everything, that is not going to help. Get a glove which is fully 100% water and air proof. It's not going to be helpful at all in the summer, but on there, that is going to be your lifesaver. Going up to the passes, even if it is sunset time or even 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, which is almost sunset time, you're going there up on the pass, you would really need to have something which is going to keep you protected, or else you will not be able to handle the bike. That's very crucial. So do that. That's very important. And gloves, I covered gloves, neckliners, fleece liners, balaclavas, good helmets, gloves, jackets, thermal liners, socks. Yes, socks. You can get a good pair of woolen socks in Manali if you're starting from Manali. Manali market, you can go to Manali market, and there you can actually have very good socks, and it's easy to find there. It's cheap as well. Buy them. And for the boots, you can actually wear a very good professional high ankle waterproof boots, or you can use a motocross boot which is seasoned and flexible, or just buy a gumboot. Just buy a gumboot in Manali, and that's it. Manu Market is the place to go. You can find your tarpaulins, your boots and everything. So this is how you prepare for that. And there are more details, but always have a experienced member with you which is going to take care of you even better. You know how to buy a boot, but what that boot can do in which situation, only that experienced person knows about that. And the next question is the ideal days to travel. What are the ideal days to travel? How many days will it take me from point A, from Delhi, to come back, finish the circuit, come back to Delhi? How many days is it going to take me? Okay, let's say this. You're taking your bike and everything is ready. You are in Delhi. Okay. From Delhi to Manali, you are riding up, which might be done in one day if you're a very experienced rider, and which can be done in 2 days if it is normal, under normal conditions. If it is raining and everything, you cannot do anything. Landslide rains, you cannot do anything. So it's 2 days. Let's say 2 days up and down. From Manali to Delhi to Manali, Manali to Delhi, 2 days, 4 days. And a normal trip will maximum take 10 days. Maximum 10 days, a minimum of 7 days, and in between time is 8 to 9 days, which is the best time to have a quick, very good, detailed trip. So 4 days gone for this trip, up and down, riding from Manali, and so that's the best. That's why it's always suggested to transport the bike to Manali and take a bus. It's overnight, and you're already there. You save 1 day directly. So it's better to transport your bike to Manali and take a bus. That's easier. If you prefer to ride, it's up to you. It's completely your preference. It's not very dangerous. As long as you're ready to ride, it's good. Keep yourself rehydrated all the time. That's it. So 4 days gone in the worst case, and 2 days from Manali to Leh is 2 days, 6 days. And Leh and other places like Pangong Lake, then you go to Nubra Valley, to Tutuk, and then you come back to Leh, which is going to be another 3 to 4 days, which is going to be, let's say, 4, 6, yeah, it should be around 8 days, approximately. So we are going to have around 9 days, plus your transport time to which you're going to take is going to be different from Manali to Leh. Leh to Manali or Leh to Srinagar. That's your preference. If it is Leh to Srinagar, it can be done in 1 day. If it is, it can be done in 1 day, which is mostly extreme conditions. Both trips can be done in 1 day, Leh to Manali and Leh to Srinagar. But these are extreme conditions with experienced riders. Not your road experience is not enough. This is Himalayan experienced riders who have done Himalayas multiple times and they know what they're doing. That kind of riders, 1 day is enough. But if you're a new rider, first time, better to take 2 days to reach the destination, and from there you go to Delhi. So on the whole, it will take you around 15 days, 12 to 15 days, depends upon your flights or train options. If you're taking 2 days for transport and travel, then it's going to take you around 15 days, or else it's going to be around 11 days. So this is the best way to do it. This apart, now this is clear. 11 to 12 days. This is 11 to 15 days. This is the maximum structure for the whole tour without a worry. Delhi to Delhi. So that is covered. So the next question is sickness, accidents and difficulties. Yeah, Ladakh, the highest, toughest road tour in the history, or in reality. Everyone is scared, everyone is worried. Yes, it is good to be scared and worried. Ladakh is a dangerous place if you are not cautious, if you are not ready, and if you are not attentive to the road, or what's ahead of you, or what the situation is going to be happening. Or if you are not attentive to yourself, which means if you are falling sick, that will be acute mountain sickness, which you will not even notice which is hitting you. The symptoms starts with light headache. It will be like you're going to burst your head, that kind of headache. Nausea, that's vomiting, and then you'll be out breathlessness. You'll struggle to breathe. Your heart will pain, try to breathing so much because you cannot breathe. These are the situations that will happen. These situations will not happen if you drink 3 to 5 liters of water unconditionally. More than that is not a problem. Drink, you can pee. Drink water and take the Diamox, take the acute mountain sickness pill, which is for the high altitude sickness. Take that pill, drink a lot of water. You're gonna be okay, and eat good food. Eat food all the time. It's always better to travel with a companion or an experienced rider with you when you're doing it the first time. Even the second time, maybe if you're not sure about the first time. Always ride with an experienced rider, so you're always in safe hands. On a group, you can have a safety, but the time to reach the information from that point to this point is going to be different. So keep that in mind, and that is going to be really helpful. Keep that in mind. You have to be seriously sorry guys. Keep that in mind, so you're going to be completely safe. You'll not die. And riding can be very strenuous. An average rider with a good riding skill can take 200 kilometers for approximately 8 to 10 hours. Definitely yes, 8 to 10 hours approximately for 200 kilometers, even if the road is good, because it's going to be a lot of up and downs, and it's going to be a lot of things in between, conditions, water crossings, bad roads, good roads, district roads, everything in front. So it's going to be 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours of riding for 200 kilometers, and that is for sure. If you're an experienced rider, extremely Himalayan experienced rider, that Himalayan doesn't mean the bike. If you're a seasoned rider in the Himalayas, you've been riding Himalayas for a long time, then you know that you can do it in such a fast time, because you're so used to it. And if you have extremely good off-road riding skills, then you can do in 4 hours to 6 hours. That is like racing on this whole scene, which is not needed. Go with the 8 to 10 hour schedule. It's the most safest and it's most comfortable, relaxed way of doing it. Always keep it cool, keep it relaxed. This ride is all about keeping it relaxed and nothing more than that. Alright, then I will be also there. One more topic to cover about this topic is that difficulties you face on the road. The major difficulties you will face on the road are mountain sickness and the bike's own problem, bike's fitness. Bike's fitness is basically the first ever biggest problem we will have is puncture. Number 2 biggest problem we will have is a burnt out spark plug because of the air fuel mixture ratio. This is a very common problem there. It can be fixed on the spot. If it is an Enfield, if it is made into a tubeless tire, then it's easier. Just plug in, play, put your card in, fill air and go. If it is not possible, if it is a tube tire, you have to know how to do it. Remove your tire, remove your tube, and to put a new, you don't have to pump, you should not hurt the tube while putting it in, so the tire does not get another puncture with a new tube which does not hold air. So you need an experienced hand person in that to do that. Better to have an experienced rider with you. And apart from that, experience in the sense I'm meaning a person who can do everything almost everything. That person can handle you with sickness, medical systems, everything. And yeah, even with medical systems, you can get oxygen cylinders in Manali. That is possible. You can go to a pharmacy and you can find an oxygen cylinder. From smaller cylinder you can find as around 800 to 1000 rupees, something like that. It's possible. It's available. And yes, these are the technical difficulties you'll have. And tie your bags well. Keep your gears intact and put bungee cords all around so you will not have difficulties of unwanted things falling down and losing them and all that. That happens very commonly because of the road's conditions. It's bumpy and jumpy. The things will get loosened up and they will fall down somewhere. So be careful with that. Pack everything. Every single detail should be intact. And apart from that, fuel cans. I don't think fuel cans are mandatory for the Ladakh trip. I don't know why people carry so much fuel like as if there will be no fuel for the next 10 years. No, there will be fuel in many places. Be very calculative. Think about how much mileage a bike actually gives and then go for this is the best. This is why it's better to travel on your own bike, so you'll have a very good idea of how much fuel you should be taking. Fuel is the most unwanted and the most dangerous luggage on your back. It can do anything. So just make sure how much fuel is required and plan that one, and that's all. If your bike can do 350 kilometers for one tank full of fuel from Thandi, take it. Get a 2-liter water bottle, fill the fuel, keep it with you. You don't need a special can, a holder, your frame and everything. Just put that. Just keep it as light as possible and as less miserable as possible when you're traveling. So this is why I keep saying always ride with an experienced rider, so you'll get very good idea of how to do and when to do and how exactly is to be done and handle the situation where you're there. So get some petrol and just go. That's enough, because 50 plus another 70, another 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, you'll find the next bunk which is near Leh. You can actually fill up fuel there with the spare 2 liters of fuel. Your bike will automatically reach there, no problem. So this is the basic calculation, even at other places. So if you don't know all these places, please travel with the first time. And if you know this is your first time and you don't know how to travel in these places, please go with the experienced rider. If an experienced rider, that's the best place. That's the best thing to do. And yes, and the next thing is breakdown situation. Breakdown situation, first, don't panic. Second, put it on the side of the road and see what is to be done. If you don't know what is to be done, stop someone and ask if you're alone. If you're the group, of course the people will stop and automatically fix the problem. If it is major, the person who is experienced enough will let you know if it is major or not. If you don't know, if you're alone, then you have to fix it by yourself, which you cannot fix by yourself. You have no idea of what you're doing. Then stop some riders who are experienced enough to handle this. If they don't know as well, find the nearest help. There's always people willing to help, like army people. They will always be ready to help you. This is the situation that happens to many people, and this has to be done on the moment. We cannot do anything else. If you're traveling with a group and someone is organizing it, or someone is providing you with all this facility of mechanical assistance and everything, then it's good to go with that, because you're covered. The person knows what to do, what exactly to do, so you're covered, so no problem. And point number 9 is tour operators and commercials. Yes, I have to say this is the most funniest part. Tour operators, I don't want to be killed by them, but yes, they have a job to do. This is their business. So packages differ. When you see a package saying, okay, they're saying this Ladakh offer you get for 28,000 rupees with petrol, bike and food and everything included. Well, let me say very clearly, it's not going to be a single bike which is going to given to you with fuel and everything for 25,000 rupees or 23,000 rupees. So what is going to happen is when you inquire to them, they will let you know, because that's how the business works. So if you are inquiring them, they will say, yeah, it's 28,000 rupees, 2 people on 1 bike. So each person pays 28,000 rupees. Even if it is your friend, he's going to pay 28,000 rupees as a pillion, and you're going to be riding for 28,000 rupees. That means you have a burden on your back, and you're going to be doing the whole 1,500 kilometer trip on a burden faced, which means you will not be enjoying the ride through the mountains, and it is going to be really difficult. This is an experience I have to share, because people just go without an idea. People should have an idea of what they're going to do and what they're getting into. So it's always suggested to go with your own bike. And if you say, okay, that is not going to work out, now I want a rental bike, then they will give you the scheme of around 40,000 rupees, including fuel, a bike for yourself and all that. And even in that case, they will give you a bike only at the exact start. They will start in Manali. They will give you the bike in Manali exactly the day you start, not before, not even the day before, just to go around Manali, so explore. You have to take care of yourself completely, of everything. And that is going to be the way it is, and that's how all the organizations work, and this is the whole structure there. So they will give you all that, and if you can say, I will bring my own bike, provide me this facility, then they will say, yeah, we will provide you as much as we can, but we will not provide you fuel, we will not provide you spares, we will not provide you all this. In case of a breakdown, we will try to help you. That they will do, but of course not to the full-fledged, because it's not their bike. And they say if they're filling fuel, they're not filling fuel to your bike, it's their bike. Even if it is half tank full, they're actually going to take it back from you, and they're going to keep it half tank ready, and the next time when they put the bike to the next, they give the bike to the next guy, he's going to ride it with fuel. That fuel is actually, that money which is the half tank fuel money is going to be theirs. And if it's into 10 bikes, that's like 40-50 liters. That's a lot of money that's sitting with them. You get attracted to the price, saying, okay, the fuel is free. No, it's not free. It's charged, and they take it for free. And I'm not blaming them. This is normal. This is the cycle of the whole touristic and travel industry. This is how it is. Even if you book a taxi, they will do the same. They will charge you for up and down charges, even if you're using it for one way. And the diesel charges is all included in that. So that's why they charge you like that. That's the same concept which works on this. So work on the pricings, understand the concept, what is being offered directly to you, and then understand what you want to choose. This is how this whole trip works. So experience and everything, experienced person with the package and everything, you have to go with what is better for you. So these are the things that is happening with the tourist or tour operators. And even if there is a bike damage, you have to pay everything on a showroom price. That's something I wanted to say. They will pay They'll make you pay in showroom price to get their bike serviced, and they'll keep the fuel and everything. So you get exactly, if it is the trip is for 9 days, you will have only for 9 days you will be paying that. You will not have the flexibility to explore, nothing. So that's the tour operator business, but that's the business. Price and cost of the tour. This is the most important part of many people who are actually willing, are the first question. This is the first point I should say, but no, I wanted to keep it to the last, so I wanted to complete all that, and I wanted to say this. Cost of the trip for the whole tour of Himalayas, with our own bike, alone, with the group, or with okay, this is the topic of where we're going to cover about the cost of alone trip. Okay, on an alone trip, a rider would need approximately 1,500 to 1,800 rupees for food and accommodation. And when I said food, I had to mention that the tour operators, the big commercial tour operators who offer these packages, they don't offer lunch. They will give you some reasons for not offering lunch, but they don't offer you lunch as well. So that's happening there. So that's that and that. Now I'll explain you about a single person traveling alone on a budget. Okay, this is going to be like 1,500 to 1,800 for accommodation. You need a decent accommodation that will cost you around 600 to 800, depends upon the place, minimum per person. And food you need at least 150 rupees for a single meal. You will not go less than that unless until if you cook your own food, which means you have to carry your own burner or a heater or anything else. You cannot survive with just instant noodles all the time. It's horrible with just instant noodles all the time. So let's say you have food 150, that's like 450 for 3 times. So you go a little bit more, it can be higher. So let's say 500 for food. Accommodation 600, the cheapest, okay? So 600 for the accommodation, 500 for the food, which is going to be 1,100. And then that's it. You will not spend anything else. You will not buy water, you will not buy alcohol if you consume alcohol, you will not buy cigarettes in that case, or biscuits or chocolates or anything which you like. It's not going to be like that, right? It's not going to be like, okay, I eat, I sleep and ride, that's it. It's not possible like that. So in that case you add up another 300 rupees to 400 rupees because everything is expensive. A banana costs about 25 rupees to 30 rupees there because of union rate. The Leh government has its own rate for even a fruit. Fruits are expensive. Everything is expensive there in Leh, except for breads. Their home cooked breads, which is comparatively cheaper, which is like 30 rupees, 20 rupees you can get. And momos are also cheaper comparatively in Manali, but Leh it's expensive. Yeah. So approximately it will be around 1,600 to 1,800 rupees, depends upon your spendings. That is the minimum. That is the minimum for whatever you want. That's the minimum for your survival. Then you have fuel. Then you have motorcycle service, spares, everything. So in case of your fuel, it's going to be more. So in case of that's going to be around, let's say, a tank full for a particular amount of days. Let's say for kilometers. Let's say, around that fuel cost will be somewhere around 600 rupees for an idea. Okay, for an idea. So this is already 1,600, and then you have fuel, which is added now, which makes it 2,200, and from there you have service. You have to service, you maintain if you don't know anything, and you don't carry spares. You don't have an experienced person who is doing you the service, or you are not in a tour package. Then you will have at least you have to go service your bike. Let's say it can be anything. Let me say it's even that tube which got punctured, and then now you have to fix it so that you can use it again at some point of time. So all these kind of things. If that happens, then it will come to approximately around 2,500 rupees per day with fuel, service, food, in extra and accommodation. So this is where it goes down when you go with a company or an experienced rider's packages. So this is what happens. This is what the whole scene is. So this is alone. Alone, you need, on the whole, you need approximately around 2,000 to 2,200 rupees for the basic survival, inclusive of everything, not just accommodation and food. Food and accommodation is around 1,200 to 1,300 rupees maximum. So it's going to be like this. So in calculating that, this is going to be an individual's place. And there's the other option where you have this sharing trips, which is not exactly sharing trips. It's like pooling together. You can pool together by a single person, and then you ride together. Then your accommodation is shared, your food is shared, you have assistance, and you have everything on your support. So that is even lesser. That will cost you around 25,000 to 30,000 rupees, no problem. But that will be covering your services, breakdowns in case of a problem, your technical issues. You have moral support, that you have someone next to you that the things can be handled in that kind of situations, and that kind of places, and all that. The third one is the tour operators. You literally don't worry about anything. You literally get into a car, you go to a point, and you start riding your bike. If you're tired, you can get into the car and sleep, and you can ride, which is not literally riding. You're just like a tourist visiting every single place. So if you want something experiential, and you want something which you have to really experience in Ladakh, then you have to consider the fact that you have to plan on your own motorcycle. And next thing comes on tour operator, or the person you want to do it with, and an experienced rider you want to do it with. So that's happening. So of course, if you're sharing the bike with the tour operator's bike, it's going to be like 28 to. So this is going to be happening with the 28,000 rupees budget, where you will be sharing your bike with another person who's sitting behind you and who wants to ride as well. So it's going to be not completely an experiential tour, but you've been to Ladakh. That you can say. You get the bragging rights, definitely. So if you want your own bike with the tour operator, 40,000. Keep it, no problem. It's going to be like that. Take your bike, and anyways, if you bring your bike and you go with the tour operator, he's not going to provide you with it. And tour operator is going to be the different story. He's not going to give you fuel and spares. That's very common. That's how it is practiced everywhere. So it's fair. It's fair to not to do that, because they're not going to take your fuel back with them. So it's not profitable for them. It's literally they're spending money on you that they cannot do. So this is actually, it should be acceptable. You should not expect everything to be given to you, and they should not do anything. Like in the name of customer service. Customer service is making you satisfied and have a happy ride, not giving whatever you demand you want. That's not possible. It's not good for business, and not good for anyone. You cannot be happy when another person who is not happy, let everyone be happy. So choose your choices wisely. That's how you can remain happy as well. So with that, I have concluded almost 10 topics. The first one is the own bike or the rental bike confusion. The second one is the own bike and how can it be done. Third one is the preparation, for medical preparation and the bike's preparation. And the fourth one is the attachment to the bike. Don't get too attached. Take it easy. It's going to be with you, but you don't have to cry if the chain is dirty. The ideal number of days which is required to do the trip from Delhi to Delhi or you back home, and the sickness and the difficulties and the accident situations. If in that kind of case, you can understand how we can handle that situation. And then we covered a breakdown situation. What will happen if it is a breakdown, and how you can cover a breakdown, and how you can get help, and what to do and what not to do. And then you have the price, the overall price for the expenses for the whole trip, and how much and how far you can use it, and how you can plan the whole trip. So now you have the whole idea of what has to be done and what is not to smartest way. But my whole suggestion will be to bring your own bike. Do it with your own bike as a memory. It's going to last forever. Do it your own bike with an experienced rider. My Instagram handle is substantial_nomad, and I hope guys you will see me there, and that will be good. We can stay in touch. You can see my photos from my past trips and what I do. So with that, I say goodbye and take care, guys.